Hello, my name is Julie Humphries. I'm course head of the Introduction to Couple Counselling and Psychotherapy course here. I have other roles here as well. I'm also course head of the psychodynamic training, and I'm a clinician, a couple psychotherapist. I've actually myself undertaken all of the training here, right from the beginning through the psychodynamic training through to the couple psychoanalytic training, and I'm now a couple psychoanalytic psychotherapist. My background, I don't have a background in counselling or psychotherapy. I mean, this was a sort of second career for me. I had a background in higher education. I was a lecturer in sociology before I came here. But I've always been interested in relationships, I suppose, and that was what brought me here in the first place, to train and continue to have an interest in relationships.
My name's Jane Seymour, and along with my colleague Patsy, I will be teaching the introductory course. With Patsy, I've taught that course for several years now. I also, with this organisation, I work as a supervisor and I do some work on the psychosexual training as well. And I'm a tutor, so I have various other roles here. I run a private practice too. Prior to this, I was a stage manager many moons ago, and then once I'd had children, I decided that I needed a career change, and I did what was called then the foundation course, but it was in fact this introductory course, or a version of it. And I did that really as a result of working for Childline initially, and it dawned on me that while I was working with the children, what I really wanted to do was to be working with the couples, and that's what I've been doing since.
Hello, I'm Patsy Fora, and with Jane I teach on the introductory course. Basically, Jane and we've been teaching on the course for a few years now. Apart from my teaching on the course, I have over the last few years trained on one or two other courses for the organisation. Outside of my work here, I supervise a few groups. I work for an organisation that works with refugees and asylum seekers. That's my main thrust. Before I came into this work, I was in human resources. And so, I guess it was sort of a natural step. I was doing quite a lot of work in those days it was known as personnel. And one kind of realises that there's only so much you're able to do for an employee, and I think I became more interested in people's mental health and their welfare and so on. And so I thought about doing the training, and did the training some time ago. And as well as that, as I was coming towards the end of my training, I spent a few years at a large human rights organisation, again in their personnel or human resources department. And so, there were various strands and so on that brought me to this work.
Jane, could you tell us a little bit about what the course includes?
Yes, the evening is usually divided into two, and one half would be a self-reflective group where you would meet with a small group of you would meet with a facilitator, a group facilitator, for an hour and a half, and you would be able to have the opportunity to discuss your feelings about the course, your experience, how the papers you're reading and so on impact on you, etc. There's a short break, and then the other half of the evening, depending on which way round you're doing it, but the other half of the evening is a 1.5 hour seminar run by Patsy and myself, and in that we introduce you to thinking about couple dynamics, how the couple forms initially, the conscious and unconscious processes at work with that. And then we go through really the life cycle of the couple, thinking about those early stages when they get together, maybe they live together, maybe they get married, maybe they have a baby. These are all important turning points in a relationship. A new job, an illness, all sorts of different types of presenting problems that we see. That's when couples present, is normally when there's some change or when something happens. And we also we read papers every week, and we look at various practitioners. We look at writings by Freud and by Klein and by Jung, but also by people who work here with us and who are doing research and writing papers and so on here. So we have we ask you to keep a journal so that you can really record your thinking about that, and that's then thought about with your tutor, either Patsy or myself or somebody else would have a tutorial with you every term as well.
So quite a sort of challenging mix then between sort of knowledge and theory, but also opportunity for skills development and self-reflection.
Yeah.
Would you like to add anything, Patsy?
Yeah, so I guess the other things, I think it is important to say how challenging the course might be. I sometimes wonder actually whether it is an introductory course, but we do expect quite a lot from the students. And there are various exercises that we do, some experiential work. We get them to do role plays and so on. A lot of discussion, small group and large group discussion around the various papers. And the authors that Jane was referring to earlier, they might be the earlier thinkers, of course, people like Freud, Melanie Klein and so on, and then more recent work and some of the research that's done here. We might be using some of the papers from some of our colleagues, basically, for the course. But constantly we're thinking about the couple choice, the reasons really why people get into certain types of relationships. So, yeah, that's...
And I think we also talk about casework as well, which the students are always like, because it really brings the theory to life then, if you can think about a couple and how they present and so on. So both Patsy and I will bring anonymised case material that really illustrates how we see couples and how we might work with them. And it often sparks off quite a debate, doesn't it?
Thank you very much.